This is the OMEGA Speedmaster Diver 300, and I don't recommend people buy this watch new, and I personally wouldn't pay retail for one. This is the Girard-Perregaux Laureato. It's just a printout, I don't have a real one. Don't pay retail for this either. And this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform to help you stand out and succeed online, but more on them later. We are breaking this video up into 3 sections, so brand new watch, but cheaper secondary, neo vintage is just as good, and dark horses. First is the OMEGA Speedmaster Moonwatch. This is a favorite of watch enthusiasts, and the current catalog variant is fantastic. I'd recommend going secondary for almost all options. For example, the white dial retails for £7,600. I'm based in the UK, so I use British pounds in case anyone's new here. And secondary, they go for about £5,800. The brand new black dial sapphire sandwich is about £5,800 secondary as well. With maybe the only exception being the Silver Snoopy Award, when it comes to the Speedmaster, I would look secondary first. The Tudor Black Bay 58, a watch that I own and I really love. I can't sell this watch. But going secondary, it doesn't have the juiciest savings, but it does make a meaningful difference if this is a model you've been wanting, and the retail prices seem to be going up fast. So, as of the time of filming, they are just over £4,000 on the 3-link bracelet. On Chrono24, people are advertising these around £3,400, but they're actually trading hands for closer to £3,000 for a brand new 2026 unworn. I don't recommend spending over £3,000 secondary for these. They are pretty common and easy to get at retail. Now, this might be controversial. I haven't narrowed down this category. If I was looking to buy any Zenith, I would look secondary first. I have such a soft spot for this brand. I think most enthusiasts do. I will own the El Primero A384 one day. I think they're pure magic. But for anyone who is looking into Zenith, I usually recommend looking secondary first. And it brings me no joy to say that. I would say their most popular watch, at least within the enthusiast community, is the Chronomaster Sport. An absolutely fantastic chronograph, a 1/110 second chrono, a really great bit of kit, but there is a lot of money to be saved here. These are going for about £7,500 going secondary versus £10,600 buying brand new. I know I can't turn my nose up at a £3,000 savings. One thing I would say, if you do insist on buying things new, or if that would be your strong preference, I would ask for a cheeky discount, or if there's any wiggle room in the price. I always feel deeply uncomfortable when I have to haggle. It's the worst, but it's not as tacky and gauche as it feels. A lot of these prices have been constructed with this in mind. The salespeople expect it. It's kind of a part of the experience, even if a part of you dies while doing it. Jaeger-LeCoultre is another enthusiast favorite with a lot of savings to be found. My strongest recommendation would be with the Master Control date. You will find the best deals if you go a bit older, even if it's just a couple of years, but if you're wanting 2025, 2026, these will be about £7,000 secondary versus their retail price of £8,900. A lot of people think Patek Philippe is unobtainable and more expensive going secondary when it's only a small pocket of the brand. The Calatrava 6119G retails for £30,200, but it trades hands for £26,000 going secondary. The 5212 is almost a steal going secondary. Pun intended, because it's one of the very few stainless steel Patek Philippe's. But even still, these retail for just under £35,000. Secondary, it's going for about £25,000. That's crazy. But the 5235 regulator might be the craziest. This retails for £56,000, and they're about £30,000 to £35,000-ish going secondary. I'm not saying that's not a lot of money. That's still a lot of money to spend on a watch. But if you're in this kind of sphere, if you have this kind of purchasing power, I don't think many people can turn their nose up at a £20,000 savings. Just like you can't turn your nose up at having a gorgeous website. And this is where we need to talk about today's fabulous video sponsor, Squarespace. I don't know how to make a website, but I do internet stuff, so I needed one. So I actually made my website through Squarespace even before they were a channel sponsor. They basically do all the heavy lifting when it comes to launching a website. Using their cutting-edge design tools, you can select a professionally designed website template, plug in your information with options for whatever you're doing. Or you can use their Blueprint AI, just giving a few prompts, basic information about your industry, and let the AI magic do the rest. Whichever way you go, everything is still fully customizable and flexible. Maybe you sell stuff, products, services, both. Squarespace gives you everything you need to grow your business and get paid all in one place. Built-in inventory tools, shipping, fulfillment, online payment options. Or maybe you make content like me, maybe you have a publication, YouTube channel, podcast. My website is the #1 way brands find me and reach out. I've said it before, even in this video. I started using Squarespace since before they were a channel sponsor. I needed a website that was professional looking and easy to make. And now I have a website that looks sick. Go check out squarespace.com/BritPierce for a free 14-day trial. The link should be in my description, and use my code, the BritPierce code, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. They rock, you rock, go make that website, and thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. This is where the older variant saves you a little bit of money. It has an undeniable charm, and enthusiasts will be looking at you like this. I love older IWC watches. I love new IWCs as well, but there's something about an old IWC Ingenieur that's very, if you know, you know, so charming, and they only get better with age. Now, because I'm me, the only ones I'd really be interested in are a little bit punchy, something like this. So a 1980s to mid-1980s full stainless steel automatic movement 34 millimeters, which sounds small, but these wear larger than you'd think, and it might be the perfect size. This specific reference is a dark horse Rolex enthusiasts quietly adore. 36 millimeters, hollow end lengths. The charm, I keep talking about the charm, but this has the charm. This feels like the last real Explorer. It feels like the last Explorer before Rolex positioned themselves as more luxurious. From a specification end, the updated Explorer is better. Better movement, better bracelet and clasp, but it's just a few simple design things, with the lug width being 19 millimeters rather than 20. The numerals and indices fill the dial in a different way. I don't know, I can understand wanting the modern current catalog Explorer, but there's something about this reference. Now, no one will be surprised by this one. I am a huge fan of 1990s and 2000s Seamasters. This is where the line began, and it holds a character that can't be replicated. Aluminum or aluminum bezel era. I personally prefer Superluminova over Tritium, which shifted around 1998. I have two neo-vintage Seamaster Diver 300s, so the reference 225250 and the 255180. I personally like these more than the modern, and you can pick up good examples for around 2,000 to 3,000 pounds, and they deliver a lot of joy. There's something specifically with the pre-ceramic era that I just love. I don't know, I know it's not for everyone. If you prefer a modern Seamaster Diver 300, I would still recommend going to Chrono 24 first. You will probably save yourself around 1,000 pounds. I don't know why we don't talk about the Gen 1 Overseas more on the channel. It's one of my favorite references of all time. Not the Gen 2. The Gen 2 is cursed. Launched in 1996, the Overseas was the spiritual successor to the reference 222. 37mm case diameter, 150 meters of water resistance, powered by the caliber 1310, a highly modified cost-certified version of the Girard-Perregaux caliber 3100. I love these so much, a little piece of Vacheron Constantin history and heritage. These tend to sell around 10,000 to 12,000 pounds on the secondary market. So I've officially titled this section Dark Horses, but I don't know if that's the best way to think of these. This is really going to be watches that I think are so cool, but I didn't know how to slot in, and hopefully some less obvious options in here. I cannot tell you how much I think about the IWC Yacht Club 2. I really like the old Ingenieurs, and that's why I've included them on here. But if I was buying this style, this is where I'd be putting my money. The Yacht Club 2 was IWC's answer to the quartz crisis, with a majority housing a quartz movement, and a few with the JLC ultra-thin automatic caliber. It's angular and weird, a true enthusiast piece. You can pick these up for around 5,000 pounds, and I personally wouldn't go higher than 7,000. I actually forgot about Girard-Perregaux until we were talking about the Vacheron Constantin Gen 1 movement. I should have remembered. I should have remembered from the intro. This should have been in section 1, but I forgot. So better late than never. The Laureato is insanely affordable on the secondary market. It's almost in bargain territory. I would actually recommend not buying new and looking secondary first. This is one of the best integrated bracelet sports watches on the market. The finishing is next level. So at first I thought the pricing was way too high until you have it in hand and actually experience the finishing. It's beautifully executed. So the Speedy Tintin isn't good value at all. It's pretty expensive for what it is, but it's the story behind it, a licensing deal gone wrong. Omega was partnering with Hergé and Moulins Art, the publishers of The Adventures of Tintin, to release a red and white checkered track, stylized with the Tintin rocket and his dog Snowy engraved on the case back. It would have been awesome and adorable, and right in Omega's wheelhouse. I would have loved it, but just before the deal was finalized, the Tintin estate pulled out, leaving Omega with a bunch of red and white checkered outer track Speedies. I like happy mistakes, which is what this is. In closing, the secondary market isn't just a way to save money anymore. Increasingly, it is the place where the most interesting watches live. I don't know, maybe you're like me, I'm a bit burnt out on the latest release hype cycle, and now I'm increasingly interested in the watches that have already survived the hype cycle test. Did I miss any of your favorite watches? Let me know in the comments down below. You always do. But thank you for the comments, they're fabulous. Thank you so much for your viewership. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and thank you to the Pope tier patrons. Get the names on the screen, which is also on my face. Wow, I hated that one. I hated that one so much. We're never doing that one again. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you to anyone who's watched to the end, and thank you to the Pope tier patrons, the highest tier of patrons. You guys genuinely keep this channel afloat. You keep it a financially viable thing for me, and I hope you keep enjoying the work here. Even if you don't, I hope you keep enjoying watches forever. They're fabulous, and you're fabulous.